Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and join me today on some battle submissions by Woetmak for the Premier Classic of Master League. We're having a lot of action with a Pokemon that I do not own at all, with Haxorus, and of course we're gonna pair it up with Double Dragon at the back and the Magnezone up on the lead. So we're having a lot of action now with the Night Slash able to get the boost, completely farm down the Metagross, and I believe we're having the upper hand with Woetmak here, able to farm down, and that means now that those Dragon Claws are gonna hurt a lot whatever comes in. Here comes now the Gyarados, a lot of damage connecting on the safest pick of them all for the Premier Classic, one more for the shield, and look at Haxorus flipping around this entire match, and now we have the Garchomp coming in pretty clutch against the Dragonite. So we have to block the Dragon Claw obviously, but those Dragon Tails are still adding up in damage over time. We have the Sandom to debuff this Pokemon a lot, and right now they're still holding on their shield. I believe at this point the Sandom is not worth shielding, but still they have to if they want to have any chance at all. But to be honest, we got the Magnezone, they have a Gyarados and a severely hurt one. Even with energy they cannot double shot us down, so we're just gonna be on a very good spot here. Excadrill in the next one, and we have to switch out immediately to our safe switch, the Garchomp. So Garchomp, I really like this pick with Santum on the switch, because even against the most horrible switch you can still go ahead and debuff the opponent, while Magnezone can go in and start farming down this energy. And the worst possible switch, well, that's gonna be just a Fairy type. This time though, this Fairy type does not carry the move Charm, but instead the Waterfall, which means that we can pressure a lot with our moves. One Earth Power, one Santum, and now after those debuffs we're just gonna get there to the switch, because Magnezone is not gonna be enough to finish off the poor Excadrill. Gonna spend the shields to protect the Haxorus. What lies at the back though? It is gonna be the Gyarados with the Waterfall, so those Night Slashes have to do a lot of work. No boost yet, but we still have to keep pressuring for our moves. We know we can still survive on Aqua Tail. This Waterfall Gyarados will not be a threat at all if we can block correctly here. So blocking the bad move is not the wise shield here, but Woetmak of course couldn't know, he had to use the shield. Now Magnezone comes into the fight, and all we have to do is to pressure a lot with our Pokemon. Able to get there now to the Wild Charge. How are we gonna be able to win this entire thing? Wild Charge almost enough, one more counter for that farm down and the Dragon Claw from Haxorus. Are you kidding me? That battle was absolute crazy. Down goes the Gyarados, and an amazing victory for our trainer. That was not expected at all. Another bad lead in the next one, perhaps even worse than our Excadrill, because the matched version of Garchomp absolutely destroys down that poor Magnezone. They have on the switch here the Ursaluna. You love to see it. What a wonderful Pokemon. Purified as well. I have one Purified. Of course I do not have the return on it, but I have it just for the flex, because anyone can expect a return from a Purified Pokemon, and then you hit them with a potential Thunder Punch, which is pretty cool. So down we go to the return, and of course now we just have to go in with Haxorus completely farmed down with those super effective counter damage. At the back they have a second normal type Pokemon. They are still not going in with their Garchomp. They want to preserve the Garchomp for the end game, and perhaps for the farm down against Haxorus to one-shot down our Magnezone, which makes a lot of sense. So we're just gonna try and catch the move on the Magnezone. Looking pretty solid. What a huge play here by our boy, by our Woetmak. So now those mirror shots are still gonna be able to chip away some really nice damage out of the total HP that Garchomp has, and one more after the first debuff. Are we gonna get the second debuff? No, of course not. Okay, we were too cocky here, and they are kinda obliged in using their move, so we're looking at a pretty solid one, able to farm down with those counters. We have the double Dragon Claw ready to go, one for the shield, one for the knockout, and Haxorus once again becomes the clutch Pokemon that we need to sweep their entire team. In the next one now with Magnezone against Florges, pretty solid lead, but still pretty tricky. We cannot go for the Wild Charge, but instead for the Mirror Shots, but still this Pokemon is pretty good offensively with the Moonblast. Look at how much damage it can do, so definitely not an underestimated matchup for sure. So Mirror Shot here, able to do some really nice and cheap damage to them. but still not enough to finish them off on the second try. And because of the debuff here, I'm pretty sure we can tank now one move. They're going for the disarming voice, which gives us the chance to go ahead and completely farm down. I could throw here, but Woetmak decides to go ahead and completely farm down, sacrificing a shield, Snorlax on the switch, and the Gyarados as well. This is not looking that great, but still I believe that having the Haxorus over the Snorlax might be the ultimate scenario for the end game. So Crunch here able to deal some really nice damage on our Garchomp, but still holding onto those HP levels, able to get that final Phantom debuff, and of course now Magnezone can go in for the knockout against that Gyarados. One wild charge as well. Are you kidding me? Crazy amount of pressure on that Snorlax. We got the counter user, and I believe that at this point they just stand no chance at all. Just gonna farm up to a double Dragon Claw, gonna throw it, and that is gonna be the end game for this battle. However, the Snorlax decides to go in. Can they reach a double Body Slam before we do the double Dragon Claw? I don't believe so, but there is a possibility. Okay, they cannot. So we're just gonna finish it off, and that's gonna be an amazing victory for the team of Woetmak. In the next one now with the Magnezone against Conkeldurr, horrible lead once again. Can we catch a break? This Magnezone is really struggling on the Premier Classic, but the backline is really putting off a lot of work, and not a lot of Tokegis around, not a lot of Charmers, which gives the Double Dragon at the back a lot of play for sure. F power here on the Snorlax, so we're just gonna keep pressuring now with our moves, able to get there to the Body Slam for the Snorlax, doesn't matter at all. We can still go for that Earth power, big damage I believe if they do not block, so they kinda have to, and at this point those Dragon Tails are still shredding apart the Snorlax. Gonna keep that final shield for the end game, because we know that Magnezone with energy, even against its counters, it can do a lot of solid work. They come in with the Conkeldurr, so whatever there is at the back has to be weak against our counter user. What's it gonna be? Just another normal type? I don't think so, but let's see together, trainers, because we're definitely farming down. There is gonna be a Magnezone, so at this point we just have to go for the Night Slash, and look at the crazy damage. One more for the victory. It is also Shadow, so that deals extra flex on our attack stats. So yeah, that's gonna be a crazy game that we're gonna win no matter what. In the next one with the Dragonite up on the lead, and our Steel typing here is gonna do a lot of work defensively. However, it might be kinda problematic offensively, because they might carry the move superpower and we might get one-shot down. Able to get there now to that mirror shot. We're gonna get the shield out of them. Are you kidding me? And one more move by Dragonite. Are we gonna spend the second shield? Of course we are, trainers. Look at how much energy we have. No reason to risk anything, and the Wild Charge here is gonna take their final shield. One more Wild Charge before they even react. That is awesome. Look at how low now this Dragonite is, and the Dragon Tail damage from our Garchomp is gonna be fatal for them. Able to get there first to the charge attack, Earth power for the win. Down goes Metagross. What lies at the back? It is gonna be the Ursaluna. Who cares here? A victory will be for Woetmak. Dragonite against Magnezone once again, and we just have to play accordingly here, and how we did like before. Gonna block the first one. This time it's gonna be the superpower. Are you kidding me? We just have to go now for the Wild Charge, I believe, and then switch out to whatever we have at the back, because Garchomp can go in pretty clutch here. Not breaking the Haxorus, I don't know if that was a mistake, but I would do that. Anyways, perhaps Woetmak now has a plan, because we can definitely farm down here, and perhaps we can go pretty harsh against his Dragonite. So Body Slam now, able to deal a nice chunk out of Garchomp. Still we have the shield disadvantage with one, while the opponent has two. Dragonite comes in, and now we have to pressure with our moves. Phantom here is not gonna take the shield. The opponent was waiting for that, and now for the Earth power, resisted damage, but still a lot more than Phantom. Look at that, able to get there now to the mirror shot as well, looking pretty solid. Gonna start taking some shields out of that Dragonite, and now they're just gonna get to the superpower, finishing us off. At the back lies the amazing Electrifire. Oh boy, that is looking pretty awesome, but those ice punches can still hurt. They get to the Wild Charge for some weird reason. Are you kidding me? Now they get to the second Wild Charge. Crazy damage on our Haxorus. can we reach to the double Dragon Claw before they reach the Dragon Claw of their own? Yes, we can. Down goes Dragonite, and things are gonna be wrapped up by Woetmak and his Haxorus. What a crazy battle, that was a roller coaster. I think that if they went for the Ice Punch, perhaps they could have a chance, but Wild Charge still did a ton amount of damage because that was resisted. Just imagine that, a resisted amount of damage, dealing so much, almost putting us on the red from a full HP scale. Well, that was magnificent. So Dragon Claw now on the Snorlax. This is gonna deal a nice chunk to them, so they have to start blocking. And of course now we got 2 shields. Perhaps we spend a shield here as well. And yes, of course we are. So the Night Slash will be our final move here, able to deal the lethal damage that we need to the Snorlax, getting that shield advantage as well, which is pretty cool because now they have no shields. We got 2 Pokemon that can definitely knock down all that HP that they have, and we will try to catch here the Bulldoze or the high horsepower on that Garchomp. It is not gonna work, but still at the back there is gonna be the Gyarados. Wow, that was a weird turnaround of feelings, and I have no clue about what to say now. We managed to catch the move. It ends up being an avalanche on the poor Garchomp. And now we're just gonna go ahead with that Mirror Shot, and look at that, able to get there now to the Mirror Shot once again. And of course we're just gonna finish off now with the Magnezone. Sorry about the voice trainers, it's the day 5, 6 or 7 whatever of myself being sick this year, so yeah, it's kinda weird, but I'm trying to get used to it. Anyways, in the next one now, and we're having the Snorlax on the Switch. I definitely missed there the lead. So we're just gonna keep pressuring now with our counters and able to get there to those Dragon Claws to pressure even more the Snorlax. I think we can tank one move now, no reason at all to spend the shield or anything. It is gonna be the superpower, but hopefully we can still hold on to those IVs. However, you can see that they still have the Gyarados, so that was the lead Pokemon, I guess. Now they come in with the Aqua Tail, and we have the upper hand because we definitely hard counter them down. We just have to take the moves here, doesn't matter at all, and we can still pressure with those Phantoms, dealing a lot of damage even to a Pokemon like Excadrill. So they start shielding. Yeah, that makes no sense. If I were them, I would just quit the battle top left for sure, but it doesn't matter. Gonna take some time now to unfold this battle, and that's gonna be a great victory. So as we are getting to the end of this video, just be sure to leave a huge like, trainer, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, because it helps a lot, and with your assistance I believe that this channel can succeed even more. So I'm having a lot of action lately with my teams, best team showcases, submissions from trainers. So we are getting all together in a community, helping each other, sharing information and teams, so that we can have the better experience, as better as we can actually, for the Go Battle League. So into the final one now, and we're having the Snorlax once again on the Switch after that Florges. Was it the Florges? I believe so. So Body Slam now able to deal a nice chunk to our Haxorus, about 50%, so we cannot take another one, and they start blocking. You know what, we're just gonna go for that extra pressure now with the Dragon Claw, and of course I believe that with a shield up we can definitely farm down this Snorlax. Gonna do exactly that. Down they go. We're expecting the Florges to return, so now the Night Slash will be resisted, but still is gonna do some chip damage to that Pokemon. Not gonna go down without a fight. So Swampert at the back, we got the Garchomp, and that's looking like a fantastic game. Even the Earthquake can be taken. We're just gonna take the first move, which is the Hydro Cannon, and of course trainers, we're looking at a pretty solid matchup, especially with a double Hydro Cannon being able to be taken for sure with our Garchomp. No reason at all to panic. We can still survive. Mudshot is not even bearing any HP out of our total levels, so we're just gonna hold on here, and I believe we can still hold on to the HP, able to farm down now with our Magnezone, and we got to go for the Mirror Shot. Perhaps a Wild Charge could do the work here, but no reason at all to risk, I believe, for Woetmak. Just gonna charge up to a double Wild Charge, and that's gonna be the end game. Florges here is gonna pressure even more, doesn't matter, got the shield, and that is a fantastic game for Woetmak once again. Okay, so yeah, let's wrap it up. So that's all, trainers, thank you for watching. As I have already said, like and subscribe to support the channel, and please consider joining as a member if you want to support even more my efforts making those videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.